Hello friends, welcome back to my vlog and thanks again for clicking on my face. Today is going to be a bit of a different video than usual. I'm going to do a kind of how-to video and I've never done one of these before, so we'll see together how it goes. As I mentioned in my last video, I am currently searching for a career job and I actually was able to get an interview set up for this next Wednesday, which I'm super pumped for. But because this is my first time being an adult and looking for an adult job, I have been searching Google and YouTube for tips on what makes a great interview and the do's and don'ts. Through a bunch of different articles, I've compiled, I think, a pretty good list. But for any of you out there who may be watching who are trying to do the same thing as me, I thought that I would do a how-to video on the do's and don'ts of interviews to make it a little bit easier for you if you guys are going through the same thing. So, if this applies to you, good luck and I hope this video is helpful. Here we go. Number 1. Dress rather conservatively and don't have any excess skin showing. You don't know exactly what the company is wanting and it's better to dress on the conservative side rather than kind of stand out. A study I found said that 55% of employers decide based on a person's appearance when they walk into the interview room whether they're going to go forward in the process or not. So it's always best to be on the safe side. Going along with that, most of the articles I found said do not dress in bright colors. Make sure you're kind of a neutral color, black and whites or kind of tans and stuff, just because you don't want to draw too much attention to yourself. Number 2, cover up any visible tattoos. Obviously I already covered these two, but now we have this one to worry about. Number 3, don't have crazy hair. Obviously I changed it from the blue because that's not really a normal color. But you also don't want it to be too ridiculous or too unique, along with the same, you don't know what that company feels, and especially in the field that I'm wanting to go into, it's kind of best to just go for a more normal look. Once you have an appropriate outfit and hair going on, you kind of want to look at your accessories and sort of de-accessorize. I, for one, always wear a lot of bracelets and rings and a necklace and earrings. The articles I found said keep it to most 1 or 2 pairs of earrings and that's about it. So these bracelets have been on my wrist for about 4 years now, but unfortunately it's time to get rid of them. Okay, so now I dressed properly, my hair is proper, and I've taken off almost all of my jewelry, including both my nose rings, and my wrists are free of bracelets, which is weird, and I have very slight tan lines from them, but hopefully that'll allow me to get the job. Obviously, when I'm not at the job or interview, I will have my normal earrings and face rings and everything, but for a job, obviously not what they want. Put in neutral plugs. It's weird. I look like a different person. But the next thing, I forgot what number we're at, but is keep your makeup simple and don't have nail polish or anything on. Again, with the neutral thing, they said keep makeup minimum, which I do have minimum makeup, but I have the eyeliner, wings, and stuff. So, okay, now that all the physical appearance stuff is taken care of, obviously there's more to it than just that. So some other tips I found were make sure you bring an extra copy of your resume. Usually you turn that in with your application, but there might be people interviewing you who don't have access to it. So bring a couple copies that you can hand out to whoever's interviewing you. Even if they don't need it, it makes you look prepared, and they will probably look more favorably about that. Also, bring a list of references. They might not need that. You also might have already turned that in with an application, but just bring it in case. Also, type up a list of questions to ask them. Also, really research the place that you're interviewing for. Show that you know kind of a lot about it. That'll also make them look favorably at you, and you'll stick out that way. Another thing they said was, as you're leaving, make sure you give everyone a strong handshake and thank them for their time. Another tip is, after the interview, it's a really good idea to send a thank you note to thank them for their time again. Another thing, most interviewers will ask what your greatest weakness is. Make sure you have an answer to that, but don't have it be something like, oh, I'm too great at helping people all the time, or like something that turns around back into a strength. One way that I saw suggested to do that was I have often struggled with blank, but here is how I'm working to fix that. Yeah, there's a lot of really good resources out there. The Vlogbrothers have a new channel called How to Adult, which is where I got a lot of this stuff from, but there's a lot of other articles I looked at too. I'll put the link in the description, but hopefully all of this will be helpful for me this week and for any of you who might need it also. If you guys have any other tips that I haven't mentioned, put them in the comments. That would be super great. I really would like a job. Yeah, I will see you guys next week, and I hope you're doing well. Bye!